This AI predicts death. Should we use it? Ethical dilemma of predictive mortality. What if an AI could tell you when you're going to die? Would you want to know? That's not science fiction anymore. A powerful new AI system developed by top researchers in the USA, UK, and Germany is now capable of predicting a person's death with over 90% accuracy. In this intense and emotional episode of FutureWay, we explore how AI uses patient data, behavior, and speech to predict death. Real use cases in hospitals and terminal care units across the world. The ethical dangers of knowing too much and trusting a machine with life's biggest question. Concerns from doctors, ethicists, and privacy experts, and what it means for the future of life, love, and goodbye. This is not a future prediction. It's happening now. Whether you believe in science, soul, or both, this AI is forcing humanity to ask, how much should we know about our end? Would you want to know when you'll die if the AI was accurate? Watch till the end for the full breakdown and the ethical question no one's ready to answer. Subscribe to FutureWay for weekly deep dives into AI, neuroscience, ethics, and the emotional edge of technology.
257 257 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0 257 257 257.
This AI predicts death. Should we use it? Welcome back to Knowing the End, where we explore the strange, the powerful, and the often uncomfortable truths about how AI is reshaping human life. But today, we're not talking about convenience, productivity, or entertainment. We're talking about something far more personal, mortality. Because there's a new AI system being tested in hospitals around the world, and its job is to predict the exact moment of your death. That's right, this is real. It's not science fiction. It's happening now. And we need to ask the chilling question, should we be using it? Let's start with the facts. In late 2024, researchers from Stanford University, in partnership with hospitals in the UK, Germany, and Canada, published a paper revealing a deep learning system trained on over 300,000 patient records, including vitals, scans, lab reports, and behavioral data. The goal to predict mortality, not just in general, but down to a window of days, weeks, or months. And the model shocked even its own creators. It achieved 91% accuracy in predicting patient death within 3 months. So how does it work? The AI looks at thousands of subtle patterns humans might miss: oxygen saturation trends, micro fluctuations in heart rhythm, even language changes in speech or writing. It combines medical imaging, blood test history, movement data from wearable devices, and even facial expressions to determine your overall risk of death. And most shockingly, in some cases, it could predict death before doctors even suspected serious illness. Hospitals in London and Berlin are now testing it quietly in terminal care units, where it helps families prepare for goodbyes, align spiritual or cultural wishes, and prevent unnecessary suffering. In theory, it's about compassion, giving people time, clarity, and dignity before the end. But critics around the world are raising urgent red flags. Because when an algorithm says someone is going to die, what happens if it's wrong? Or worse, what happens if it's right? Let's get deeper. Knowing the end is coming could bring peace or panic. For some, that knowledge might help them reconnect with family, complete a bucket list, or prepare emotionally. For others, it could trigger depression, anxiety, or even fatalistic behavior, accelerating their decline just because the machine said so. What about the doctors? If a machine tells them, this patient will die in 17 days, does it influence how much care they give? Will hospitals reduce life-saving treatments based on a predicted outcome? Will insurance companies deny coverage for AI-declared terminal patients? Now we're in an ethical minefield. And the data? These death predictions rely on massive amounts of personal information, medical history, speech, facial scans, emotional patterns. Who owns this data? Who has access? Could it be hacked, leaked, or used by corporations to market funeral plans or end-of-life insurance? There's also the question of bias. AI models can reflect the biases in their data. What if it underestimates life expectancy in minorities or people with rare conditions? What if it overpredicts death for elderly or disabled populations? In the USA, where healthcare is privatized, there's growing fear that these systems could be used by insurance providers to adjust premiums, deny treatments, or influence decisions about organ transplants. Imagine being removed from a transplant list because an AI said you wouldn't live long enough. Yet, we can't ignore the benefits. Hospitals are overwhelmed. Death is messy, expensive, emotional. This AI could reduce suffering, help manage resources, and allow patients and families to make informed decisions before it's too late. It could give time. It could give closure. Already, military medics are testing AI triage systems in field hospitals to assess who can be saved and who cannot. In disaster zones, algorithms help decide who gets transported first. And in cancer wards, some oncologists say the AI's predictions are more realistic than ours because it's not clouded by hope. But what kind of future does this create? Imagine a world where people schedule their deaths like appointments. Imagine digital wills, auto-generated goodbye letters, or funeral planning dashboards. Imagine your smartwatch giving you a notification. Your life expectancy has decreased by 3 weeks. Please consult your end-of-life advisor. Frightening? Maybe. But inevitable? Possibly. Because we already use AI to predict traffic, crime, financial crashes, even heart attacks. Predicting death is simply the next step in algorithmic foresight. And yet, death is different. It's not just data. It's the most human experience of all. Which brings us to the final question. Even if we could predict the moment of death with 100% accuracy, should we want to know? For some, that knowledge could bring freedom. For others, it might become a prison, a countdown clock they can't turn off. Conclusion CTA. So, what do you think? Would you want to know your predicted time of death if the AI could tell you? Should hospitals use this technology to plan care, or is it simply too much power in the hands of a machine? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This one matters. Like this video if it made you think. Subscribe to FutureWay, where we decode the deepest questions in the world of AI, tech, ethics, and humanity. This isn't just about science. It's about how we live and how we say goodbye.